Doctor, I've a feeling we're not in Cumae anymore.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about Doctor Who Monthly Range number 256, Tartarus, written by David Llewellyn, starring Peter Davison, Sarah Sutton, and, well, you know, Janet Fielding. Except, of course, it doesn't just star those people. Oh, no. You see, Samuel Barnett's in this, playing Cicero, but I'm getting ahead of myself. This one is called Tartarus. Now, for those of us of a certain disposition, we're a big fan of the Ray Harryhausen. I mean, let's face it, I'm an animator at heart. And the greatest of all of the stop-frame animators, well, that's your Ray. Those Jason of the Argonauts or Sinbad, all of those are what's kind of referenced here. Now, yes, this isn't by any stretch of the imagination a perfect Doctor Who story, but it is a fantastic bit of storytelling and well worth your money. Absolutely. Without wanting to be too obvious on that one. So what's it about? Well, it's a celebrity historical. But not only is it a celebrity historical, it's a celebrity historical using the casting from a range that already exists. It's a crossover. Here's the synopsis. 63 BC, following the overthrow of Catiline, Cicero and his wife retire to the coastal town of Cumae, safe from the threats of Rome. But when a stranger and his companions arrive at Cicero's villa, new dangers lie in wait, and Cicero finds himself plunged into a realm of gods and monsters. His only hope of returning home lies with a man known as the Doctor. But can Cicero trust him? So, yes, Cicero here is exactly the same as Cicero in the Cicero series, which I've not come across, I've come across, obviously I've heard of, but I've never quite got round to listening to. I know, this is me, the man who prides himself on hearing every single bit of output from Big Finish. I've just never got around to it. And it's not even the performances. Samuel Barnett in Torchwood is just one of my all-time favourite performances. Truly. So it's not that. Perhaps I'm just being a snob. Yes, I like Greek myths, I like the stories, but this isn't Greek and it's not a myth. These are historical, well, literally historical enactments. Yeah, I don't know what the narratives are, but it just never appealed to me. After this, well, if I get 5 minutes, I will go back and listen to them. I'm not a monster. Cicero is basically someone in charge of Rome. Eventually, in the I Claudius vein of things, you end up, well, let's face it, I can bore you with history like the rest of them. Well, see, why don't I like this? I'm a historian at heart as well. It's ridiculous. So I've just never gone down that road. So here we have a pseudo-historical story with casting that just happens to match the same casting from a completely different range. Whether it's a crossover or not, it is. You can decide for yourself. No, it really is. But that's not what's important. What is important here is that you've got a storyline with gods and monsters. Yes, it does bear semblance or similarity, at least, with the Doctors and Dragons that you had last year, I believe. But my only real issue with the whole thing is that Tracy Ann Oberman's being cast. You see, she's got such an identifiable voice, and I'm not going to tell you what she's being cast as, that I thought for a good 10-15 minutes that it was going to be some sort of strange Torchwood crossover. And I'm not saying that detracted from my enjoyment. That's ridiculous, because we've had people playing parts appearing in other Doctor Who stories since the year dot. So that's my fault, not yours, and not the writers and not the producers or anything like that. She's great in it. I'm just being a casting snob. Or, more likely, I'm trying to find storylines where they just weren't there. And that is a sign that I was truly engaged with the storyline, which I was. So you can forgive me for that, can't you? Ish. It's a cracking story. Brilliant performances from the regulars. Tegan shines. Nissa's actually got stuff to do and not sound stupid. The Doctor's just being a bit of a hand-waving fanboy. It's nice. And of course it's set after Adric's death. I'll play the trailer and let you decide for yourself. But as far as I'm concerned, this is a great story. It's very different from this month's similar release. Well, you know what I mean. This month's sister release, let's call it that, of Houdini. But it's still cracking. So with that, here's the trailer. Decide for yourself as always. Be seeing you.
Dear Atticus, there is every chance that when you finish reading this letter, you will think me quite mad, but by the gods and on the life I've been granted, I swear to you that every word of it is true.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, Tartarus.
Remember what I said. Act naturally, blend in. Just 3 perfectly normal citizens of the Roman Republic.
And why are we really here?
So that I can meet Cicero.
You're kidding. Is that it?
It's Cicero! Now, come on. We're missing the party.
Wow. Pretty.
Is this normal for Earth?
Green lights in the sky? Not really.
An aurora, perhaps?
It's an earthquake.
All right! Everyone, try to remain calm.
Hi, what's happening?
I think we're being taken somewhere.
Big Finish. We love stories.
Welcome. I am Tartarus.
Doctor, I've a feeling we're not in Cumae anymore.
Geek Myths, a novel about life, love, and the pursuit of sonic screwdrivers. Available in paperback and Kindle edition from Amazon.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.